Vikram, I have a question. I think this is related to some of the answers you already gave. I think, in my understanding, in my readings of the text, I think consciousness permeates everything. It's almost transcendent, immanent reality, and it is not related to animate life or inanimate, and it goes everywhere. So I think maybe that is not commonly understood in the conversations. We somehow associate consciousness to life, and I think that is not the case in my understanding. That was just a clarification. The second, and perhaps a more technical question, I think is, and maybe I'm misreading some of the texts I'm reading. Ishvara is known as Brahman and Maya, the combination of
all right, where you're going, just hold on to that question. Let me make an observation about your observation.
Okay.
That you said two things. Consciousness goes everywhere, it's all pervading. It's not directly just connected, just with animate bodies, with life. That's not usually understood in these conversations. That's what you said. Now, there's some nuance to this. Consciousness does have a kind of intimate connection with life. Why? It's because in life, consciousness is most directly manifest. Not that consciousness is produced by a living body, but a living body can manifest consciousness best. It's just like the mirror example I gave you. Of all the objects here, dull, dead matter, one more object, dull, dead matter, is a mirror. But it does something remarkable. It reflects you quite well with high quality reflection. It can do that. A living body can reflect consciousness or channel consciousness or manifest consciousness, as it is doing right now in all of our bodies and minds. This living body in Vedanta, it's called, the life there is called Sukshma Sharira. It has three components with the Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, three sheets. The vital sheet, the mental sheet, and the intellect sheet. So when it is there, consciousness is most manifest. You would not, according to Advaita Vedanta, consciousness is here also. Right? It is here also. But here it seems to be a conscious being. Why? What's the difference between this and this? Here there is a subtle body with life. Therefore, life is special. And so in that sense, life is a little more valuable than non-living entities. That much from a Vedantic perspective. One last point, but a very metaphysical point. You said it's everywhere when we say. Advaitins would say everywhere is in consciousness. It's not that consciousness is everywhere. Space is in consciousness. Once you accept space, then you have to say consciousness is everywhere. It's not local. Once you accept time, then you have to say consciousness is eternal. It's not temporary. So accepting time and space. It's like your dream. In your dreams, so you have places and people and sky and earth, but it's nothing but you. You are dreaming it all up. So one way of saying it is, in all the places and sky and earth in your dreams, you are there everywhere. You are pervading everywhere. But it's actually more accurate and true to say that the everywhere in your dreams is in you. It's not that there is a space and somehow you go and fill it up in your dreams. Rather, the space is imagined in your mind. The time is imagined in your mind. Just like that. But now your question.
Yeah, the question was, I think I was struggling with trying to understand Vidyaranya Swami when I think somewhere it mentions Ishvara is Brahman and Maya together. Brahman is a different.
Don't lean so close to the mic.
Brahman is it's nirguna. It has no quality.
Yes.
And Maya has a name and a form.
Yes.
So what's the glue that ties those two together?
Yeah. There aren't two, and they're not tied together. So from a Nirguna Brahman perspective, it is just Nirguna Brahman always without any objective quality, any attributes. It is just bare existence, consciousness, bliss. And Maya doesn't have the same level of ontological reality. So in Advaita Vedanta is very neat that way. So Maya is an appearance in Nirguna Brahman. And with that appearance, Nirguna Brahman is now called Ishvara or Bhagavan. So Maya is not a second, a countable second apart from the absolute with which it gets associated. No, it isn't. There's only one, the absolute. There was, is, and continues to be that. But then we have to account for this amazing display. What is the display here? How is it one limitless existence, consciousness, bliss comes up as millions of living beings, billions of living beings, and non-living vast star systems, down from quasars down to quarks, this tremendous the variety. How does it come about? Then the answer is Maya. But it's not a second reality apart from Brahman. So from an Advaitic perspective, they are not really worried. It's like gold. And you put it a particular shape, give a particular shape to it, it becomes a necklace. And you call it a necklace, and you use it in a particular way. And then you melt down that gold, and you put it in another shape, becomes a bracelet, and you call it a bracelet, and you use it in a particular way. So name, form, and use keep changing. Like that name, form, and use, if you call it Maya, that's what it's, in fact, Maya is defined as that, Nama, Rupa, Vyavahara. Then gold plus that Maya becomes the creator, the god of bracelets and, and necklaces and rings and all kinds of gold ornaments. However, if you are strictly sticking to what's real, you will say only gold is real there. Because the name, the form, and the use, they're nothing other than that gold. They don't exist without that gold. They're not a countable second apart from that gold. You know, if you say, no, it's gold, but it's also a bracelet. Can you show me the two separately? You cannot. You can show me the gold separately. The same gold continues in the necklace and in the ring and in the tiara, but the bracelet does not continue. The bracelet was something that temporarily appeared and disappeared in that same gold. So this temporary appearance and disappearance of multiplicity of names and forms, though it seems to be a second, it seems to be a world of multiplicity, it isn't. There's only one, and that's you. Look at it logically, not psychologically. Psychologically, it seems to be a world of great diversity. Logically, if you are going to be very bloody-minded about it, how many are there, even when the world is appearing with this tremendous diversity? Only one. Your precise question was, what is the glue that binds Brahman and Maya? That presupposes there are two, and it requires a glue to bind them. But there aren't two. Let me ask you, so here's a table. It's wood, and it's a particular shape. What is the glue that binds the wood to that shape? You'll say, Swami, the question is wrongly phrased. If you glue the clock to the table, you can talk about the glue which glued the clock to the table. But the shape of the table is nothing different from the table. It doesn't need to be glued to the table. It appears to be different, but it has no existence of its own. And that's the magic of Maya, the amazing display of samsara. When you realize what it is, that it is Brahman, then there'll be another amazing display of nirvana. But both samsara and nirvana are displays in one reality, which is Brahman, which is you. In the state of ignorance, the same thing appears as samsara, all the troubles of the world. And in the state of enlightenment, realization, the same thing will appear to you as nirvana, moksha. You still have a question?
Let me think about it. Swami.
Yes. No, it's worth thinking about, because this is for thousands of years people are having this question. Non-duality is pretty obvious when you are logical about it. But psychologically we rebel against it, because the psyche holds on to multiplicity, duality, and invests it with reality.